So today we're going to have some fun with the CEO of Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, who has the sun shining on his face today. And we're going to talk about the gift of health that we can give ourselves on this Valentine's Day week. Although on the radio, let's not date ourselves to say Valentine's Day, but we can be focused on health, right? So that way we can use that at other times that we would like to replay. So Trey Stouffer, let's fasten our seatbelts because we're going to learn and grow together. How much time do we have left, Brian? I guess we started.
This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listening friend. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful, best day ever. And for those of you who are new to the Lillian McDermott radio show, the purpose of the show is to provide a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide alternative ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. Now, today is a very special day, and I always say, guess what time it is? It is transformation time. It is transformation time for all of us. We make decisions day in and day out to do for others, but what about the gift of health? Trey Stouffer, the CEO of Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, who I just absolutely love having on and off the air because you never know what he's going to say, and it's always good to record just in case, because off the air, I always say he's like the frog of WB Frog because he has the most insight as well as on the air. But off the air, I don't know, he does this to me every time. So I'm like, so glad we're recording him. Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic has been around for over 28 years. And when you join them, there's no gimmicks. There's no food to buy. They teach you the basics of how to relearn how to eat and how to take care of yourself. It's not about weight loss as much as a healthy lifestyle. And so today we're talking about how to give yourself the gift of health. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am so grateful that today he's being a philosopher. Trey Stouffer is here to do just that. Welcome, Trey, to the Lillian McDermott radio show.
That was a nice introduction. A little bit of bloviating, but a nice introduction. Good morning.
Good morning. So we get started because many people have asked me, why aren't you in Jacksonville? And I tell them there is usually a location near you. So go to transformationsweightloss.com, transformationsweightloss.com to learn where there is a office near you, a clinic near you. Now, Trey, share a little bit about Transformations and the philosophy of this health.
Well, I probably ought to get an elevator speech on this, right? Or an elevator pitch. So when we originally opened, it was my mom, who was the founder, Linda Parker, my aunt, and a partner of hers. And they wanted to bring a healthy solution to where you weren't attached for life. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the business models that you look at in today's world is everything is, what can we do to keep this individual in as long as possible and with our competitors? And once you lose the weight, we would love to see you come in. But the truth is you may not need us. So if you educate yourself on how not to use us, then of course it makes sense that you don't come back in unless you're going to get the natural products or whatever for ongoing. But that's kind of our philosophy. If we can help you, you'll tell 10 of your friends, and those 10 friends will be helped, and and it just is a succession.
Absolutely. And so what I love about Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, I love many things about them, about you guys. But what I love the most is that you are a part of the transformation team for life. There are no rejoining fees, or there are no things there's nothing that will, once you complete your task, that you have to keep paying for. You can come in and just breathe the air of the women that are there. So share a little bit about Transformation, your family member for a lifetime.
It's pretty simple. Ever since we started in '87, once you walk through the door and once you've established yourself as a client of ours, you never have to pay a restart fee. Now, that's not to say that you don't have to do the annual blood work, or that, when you get something you don't pay for it. That's not accurate. But so many places, if you've been gone for 6 months or more, they'll charge you a whole processing fee, and that's just not. We never felt that was fair. So we've for going on 31 years now.
Yeah.
We don't feel like that's something that is logistically correct.
Correct. And so there's more than one thing that you can do at Transformation Medical Weight Loss. It's more than a one dog and pony show. They have all sorts of programs that you can join. There's different style for everyone that comes in to suit your need. It's like when somebody wants to become a sponsor of my show, I always say, we have a budget for you. So big or small, join us. We would love to have you here. And that's the same thing, the same philosophy that I discovered at Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, whether it's to maintain, to learn how to eat better, or to lose or release massive amounts of weight. Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic has the combination for you. And we're going to continue our conversation with the CEO of Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic when we return worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. We'll be right here waiting for you. So Trey, it is so important that that people know all the different programs that you have. So I know that there's going to be a time and that we can highlight every single one of them, but there's a time and place. I know that in the Melbourne clinic, they offer a free consult with me when they mention the show. And so we're hoping to continue that through the new year, and let them know that this is something that they can also take advantage of. What else can people take advantage of that are listening to us today? They're listening to us worldwide.
In what is
with Transformation?
I understand we're talking about transformation, but I mean, like, everybody, you're talking about like discounts or.
Yeah. So other things that they can take advantage of.
Lily, the thing is, we're so inexpensive. We don't do a lot of discounts. We work off of volume. So it's gimmicky to say, oh my God, let me do a BOGO, or let me do this, or let me do that. I mean, look, at the end of the day, $205 starts our program, but that gives you 2 weeks of medications if you choose that route. Or it gives you 4 weeks of medications if you use just the appetite suppressants. Or if you just want educated, it's $35 for a consultation.
But that $209 that you said, that also includes the
$205.
$205 includes the blood work too.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're getting a lot more than just a consultation with me. And you know what? We can do this with all. If anybody says that they want to be a part of Transformations and they live maybe in Orlando or in Tampa and they're watching this video, we can do a Skype interview with me too.
Okay.
So that's something that we can offer as well. So we got 30 seconds before we get back. Thank you, Brian, for keeping me honest today, because sometimes we just get started talking and we just forget. So now we're going to go into gratitude, the gratitude for who we are, but still not happy of what we feel like, perhaps, and stepping into transformations. And, at 205, all that you get for $205, it would be worth mentioning that it's on the air. Time to dance, Trey. I'll see you dance.
I'll be right here waiting for you.
You can text Lillian McDermott or leave her a voicemail at 407-373-5959. Once again, here's Lillian.
And welcome back to the Lillian McDermott Radio Show, where we always learn and grow with one another. Today's teacher is Trey Stouffer, the CEO of Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinics, that if you live in Tampa, Orlando, Mount Dora, Oviedo, Lake Mary, did I say Claremont, Kissimmee? I already said Tampa. Did I say Melbourne and Mount Dora? I'll say them again and again and again. It is so easy to become a member, a family member of Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic. We were talking off the air, the benefits. If you mentioned the Lillian McDermott Radio Show, you will get an hour consultation for, this is the spiritual, the mind aspect of it. And you're welcome to just mention my name, and then we can do a Skype if you're not in the area. We can do whatever it is that you would be convenient for you to have a consult with me, a coaching session with me, not a consult, but a coaching session. And for those of you who would like to learn more of where you can find more information on Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, you can go to transformationsweightloss.com. Trey Stouffer is always here once a month to share his insights. I've gotten to know you on and off the air personally as well, when we've had shows that were side by side. And one of the things I know about you is that you really truly care. And it's not just about, off the air we talked about the deal of the century. For $205, you go in there and you get to have blood work included in all of this. And what else is included for $205? That's your startup.
Well, it's so diverse in truth. So remember, you can start our program from anywhere from $35 for education all the way up to $205, and whatever variety will fit it in, whether it's HCG shots, whether it's phentermine, whether it's natural products. So, really for $35 to $205, you can start. Now, if it's HCG shots, you're talking about 2 weeks worth of medication. If it's just the phentermine, you're talking about 4 weeks worth of medication. So there's such a variety, and I don't want to burn time up here, because God knows I could talk forever and ever and ever and ever.
Well, no, we want people to understand how different Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinics are from any other place that is out there trying to tell you boxed foods or startup fees that they know you're going to fail, and they just get you keep going back and forth with this yo-yo diet. You really want your clients, your people that come to see you, to be happy and feel like they can come back at any time for tweaking or anything to that effect. So that's important too.
Sure. And the funny thing about that, most people, and I'm probably guilty of this as well, but most people don't want to gain, let's say they lose 40 pounds and they gain 5 or 10 back, and they're like, nah, I'm embarrassed to go back. This is what we do for a living. We see this every single day. But when you can see somebody go from a turtle with its head in the shell to starting to lose weight and just starting to open up and expand, and that's rewarding to us. But it blows my mind that people wait until they're 20 or 25 or 30 pounds back because they've changed some of their lifestyle habits and this, that, and the other. Come back in after 5 pounds, tweak. There's always a reason why you're gaining weight. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not, but that's what we're here for.
Exactly. If you want to learn more about Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, you can call 877-827-8669. That's 877-827-8669. Or you can go to you can enter or remember 87 Start Now. That's the number 87. They started in 1987. 87 Start Now might be a little easier to remember. But so Trey, one of the things that I've noticed with you, there's been a theme with you, is that you say, I really don't want to discuss so much the weight loss aspect of it, but the healthy aspect of it, the health. Right. the health is wealth kind of aspect of it. So share about the philosophy with transformation and that you guys focus on health as opposed to weight loss.
Well, the truth be told, a side effect of eating healthy is you lose weight.
Yes.
On top of if you've got diabetes, if you've got, I happen to have Crohn's. So there's all this plethora of medical challenges that we are inflicted with by eating very poorly. And what a lot of people, I don't know if they don't care or they don't want to hear it or what, is they don't want to take the accountability to say, hey, maybe my health is a direct correlation to my eating.
Mm-hmm.
And through the process of what we do is we try to educate proper eating habits. And that's the only way that you're going to be around for your kids, for your grandkids, for your spouse, for whomever it is you care about. And look, I'm almost 50 years old now. I've had my array of medical challenges in my life, and
Mm-hmm.
and by the grace of God, I'm still here. But a lot of that had to do with some of the things that I eat and
Sure.
that I eat well. So that's my accountability. But that's what I think so many people, they choose to ignore because we are what we eat. And look, prepackaged food is wonderful if that is what makes you successful in weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
But it has preservatives in it. And I'm here to tell you that preservatives aren't something that the body naturally absorbs.
Sure. And
So,
it's not sustainable. I
no,
mean,
not at all.
you'll eventually graduate from these box foods into buying your own food and making your own food and
We
eating your own
hope.
food.
We
Yes.
hope.
Okay, so say more about that.
Well, because I mean the business model is to keep people in boxed foods if
Correct.
that's what they're selling.
Yes.
So they don't want you to graduate into the next step. I mean, I grew up in the 70s where Hamburger Helper was wonderful, but we've now learned that this isn't healthy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's not a healthy process. But the business model of keeping prepackaged foods, the cookie diet, you name it, it's not sustainable. And what happens is you eat that, plus you eat the other foods that you have. So really, are you successful at it? And the answer most of the time is no.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are successful at it, God bless you. That's awesome. And if it works for you, that's wonderful. But majority of the people, it won't.
Well, you have mentioned many times on the show, Trey, that many of the people that come see you are under eaters. They just don't know how to eat properly. And
Mm-hmm.
so share a little bit about how this philosophy or maybe thirst, maybe they're thirsty and they confuse thirst for hunger. Share some of the little tips that or huge tips for some people that they might encounter on the first visit with your staff.
Wow, you knocked about three things into one because most people are undereaters.
Yeah.
Probably about 70% of the people that have weight issues are undereaters. And by that, I mean you aren't eating consistently. Most people skip either breakfast or lunch. They don't eat, consistently throughout the day. Remember, we're animals and we're meant to graze.
Yeah, or not
And
nutritious enough, or not nutritious.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you're eating, a bag of chips that doesn't have the nutritional value that you really need, then same principle. You're processing junk. And then the other thing that you kind of crossed over, those are two massive things, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
is water. A lot of times we are dehydrated. We do need water. And if we had enough water, we wouldn't be hungry. And that's the body kind of tricking us. And it's us saying, oh, well, yeah, I'm hungry. No, not really. You need water. So those are, quite frankly, those are two of the biggest challenges for anybody that needs and wants to lose weight is A, you typically aren't eating enough, or B, you're dehydrated to some degree.
Yeah.
But
And so,
don't get me wrong, there are overeaters out there for sure. And
Sure.
a great thing I've always loved is you can never outrun your fork. And a lot of people will exercise and exercise and exercise and quite frankly run their nubs to the ground.
Yeah.
And they're still not losing any weight. Why? Because you are eating improperly.
Correct. And I love the fact that you guys offer education. And so people can go there to, if they feel that they can do it themselves, maybe, go there and learn a little bit more about the classes, and that's all they need. I see you smiling. What is that?
I'm actually, well, I got one of the guys came in to say hello, and I'm like, I'm on the radio. So, no, you know why I'm laughing, quite frankly, is I drive by gyms this time of year, and they are packed. They're stacked, packed, and racked. The environment, you can't get a parking space if you want to go to a building adjacent to it. And so in the next month or two, you're going to see those same parking spaces
empty.
Yeah. And it happens every year. And I get it. And if you feel like you can do it on your own, that's wonderful. But for the people, even in Jacksonville, and I'll tell you a story about Atlanta in a second, but even in Jacksonville, if it's worth you learning how to do it properly, come and see us in Lake Mary. I mean, it's an hour drive, but it's not that big of a deal. We had 20 people driving in from Atlanta, Georgia in the 90s, when we were kind of at our peak, when there was only 3 of our clinics, and we were kind of the only game in town that did what we did.
Sure.
But it's funny that a lot of people mimic what we do.
Correct. So just recently, Trey, you experienced your own weight journey, your health journey. And so I want to, you had shared it. We've done many shows on the Lillian McDermott radio show. You can go to whenyouneedafriend.com and enter just Trey. He's the only Trey that's been ever in my show. So Trey, and share a little bit about how you were feeling. I mean, here you are, the CEO. You had an incredible health scare, and here you are. You share on the air. Listen, I've packed on 15 pounds. So what was your experience? Did you feel that shame that they talk about? What were some of the emotions that you dealt with before even saying, now that I've got I need to get back on it?
No, it wasn't shame, but I knew what I needed to do. And even though I knew what I needed to do, it was very difficult to change. For example, the volume of food that I was eating when I was working out was what I got used to. I mean, I'd been exercising for years. So I ate the amount of food that I had always eaten, and I gained weight. So I had to adjust to what my body was doing. And that was a lifestyle change. And I'm a creature of habit, and I don't like change, quite frankly. So when it got to that point, it was difficult for me to do that. I have lost the weight. I'm back in my regiment. My eating has gone back up, but collectively that was kind of an aha moment for me. Just like when people say, "Oh, well, you've never related to being overweight."
Oh, tell them about as a child, how you were.
Well, listen, I was 150 pounds in the 6th grade. I mean, I was as tall as I was wide. I used to roll downstairs just to get down. So, I mean, I recognize what happened. Yeah, I know, 30 seconds. So are you just saying, roll?
Yeah, nobody can see me, Trey. Nobody can see me. We're going to continue our conversation with Trey Stouffer. I want to encourage you to go to transformationsweightloss.com or call 87 Start now. And we're going to continue our conversation with Trey Stouffer when we return worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. We'll be right here waiting for you. Nobody can see me but you, Trey. You ratted me out.
Well, yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
That is so important, is that as the owner or CEO of Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, I mean, you basically are the one that's making most of the decisions, to say, I need to live by example, that takes a lot. I was at a place yesterday. I was at church, and the pastor was kind of laughing. He was probably, I would say, 80 pounds overweight.
Hey, Lily, hold on one second.
Okay, hold on.
What's up?
Okay, so I was watching him, and very, very charming, very um, very loving, very caring. He loved his congregation, but he was 80 pounds, probably overweight, 80 pounds.
Oh,
And he was
overweight.
talking,
Okay.
yeah, and he was talking about the tater tots, you know, and all the food that he ate, and you can tell that this man could be someone that could be a heart attack away, you know, from he's a heart attack away from just about anything. And so I thought, you know, congregations are full of people that don't even know how to eat properly. I mean, what if he died? What if this wonderful preacher died because of a heart attack, a health condition related to eating the wrong foods? And he's out there promoting a spiritual life, but then he was also promoting eating the wrong foods. And so that was concerning to me, that we as leaders, we facilitate a certain lifestyle as well. And so, you know, with you, I saw that with you, that it was something that you were, you know, concerned about. Here I am, the CEO, I know what to do. I just need to do it. So it gives you a clear indication of what needs to be done, you know? So, Brian, how much time? There we go.
Okay, so for your listening friends, I put a portable 4-foot by 12-foot table up in front of my window, so I'm not looking directly at the sun.
Wow. You know, that's much better, because you had like part of your head was cut off.
I know. You can see through my my hair that I'm losing anyway, you know, so it's horrible like that. But yes, that's
Anyway, what I was trying to say with my story is that we can lead people the wrong way too. Even though,
oh my God, yes.
wonderful preacher, gosh, what a beautiful man. But if something happens to him because of the weight gain that he's had, you know, then who would lead his congregation? It's so, health is so important, you know. So, here we go.
Let me tell you, something will happen to him.
I know,
Yeah,
and
it's horrible.
I felt so compelled to say, I would love to give talks, go to churches and give talks. Maybe that's something we can do together, Trey.
Maybe. You never know.
Yes. And here we go. I'm gonna
Once again.
Okay.
welcome back to the Lillian McDermott Radio Show, where you can hear us worldwide at whenyounneedafriend.com. I am your host, Lillian McDermott, and it is my privilege to speak with you and share this information and have conversations with these wonderful guests that we have on the air. I always encourage people to go through life with this childlike wonder, to learn what we don't know. You know, Trey and I have been friends now for, gosh, Trey's been with the Lillian McDermott Radio Show, believes in the philosophy of the Lillian McDermott Radio Show, responsibility with living, and they are helping people. Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinics are helping people in the community in Oviedo, Orlando, Lake Mary, Claremont, Kissimmee, Tampa, Melbourne, Mount Dora, and maybe someday Jacksonville. I'm looking forward to that day when we can announce that Trey is Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic is now in Jacksonville. But until then, just know that they're only a car ride away to the area. And so if you want to learn more about Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic and some of the different programs that they offer, not only is there a tool for every single one, there's also supplements. And I know every time I say supplements, he gets a smile. Trey gets a smile on his face because he's so proud of the supplements and the cost that he's able to give this to or sell it to his clients. So if you want to call and find out a little bit more, maybe people in Jacksonville say, hey, when are you going to come to the Jacksonville area? It's 877-827-8669. So Trey, you know, as you know, we are always talking about responsibility. And if you want to learn more about Trey and Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, you can go to whenyounneedafriend.com. We have done 2 years worth of shows, of which, no, I don't know. Yeah, they're all at whenyounneedafriend.com. And we are focus on health today. We're always focused on health. The side effect of eating healthy is releasing weight, releasing disease, releasing the sadness that perhaps feeling out of control will promotes. And so go to whenyouneedafriend.com to learn more. I also want you to become a subscriber. Once you subscribe and you're in there, I always ask you to check out my sponsors. Without my sponsors, this show would not happen. So I'm grateful to Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic for becoming a sponsor of the Lillian McDermott Radio Show and sharing that like-mindedness. Please go to whenyouneedafriend.com, subscribe to my page, subscribe to my YouTube and social media. You could always call or text me 407-373-5959. So there's more than one way to stay connected, and I'm hoping that you will take advantage of this offer of being connected, and also to go to transformationsweightloss.com. Trey Stouffer, it's always fun to talk to you. I was trying to figure out what you were doing off the air while we were off the air, but you finally figured it out. For those of you who watch us on YouTube, Trey had the sun just beaming on his face. And so he's such a creative person that now it's not like that anymore. So Trey, before we went off the air, one of the last conversations we talked about was, the habits, knowing that we need to do what we need to do. But those habits, we become comfortable with, maybe that food that I didn't eat anymore, that I got out of eating, but all of a sudden I ate it once, and these foods are created to be addictive. So the first time you have it, it's like, oh my gosh, all bets are off. So share about how were you able, when you've experienced your weight gain, how were you able, what were some of the steps that you did to get you back to the lifestyle you wanted to you embrace? And I know you're going to come up with some smarty.
I know something wild. Well, I went through this 12-step program, and I first of all had to realize, oh my God, I've gained 15 pounds, and I had a little muffin top, and I'm not used to that, and so I think more than anything, it was sheer volume in my case, because I eat healthy because I have Crohn's. There's no secret there. Mm-hmm. But I sure like food, and sometimes I eat because of taste. And I just had to recognize my own challenges. And in doing that, that allowed me to lose the weight. And granted, I'm going to tell you, it was slower than what I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. And I totally recognize how frustrating that is for people. Look, it is what it is, but it didn't take that long to get put on there. I can promise you that, but it took me a little bit longer to take off. And to jump subject just a tick, I've got a nurse practitioner. Her name's Sarah. She's at Forest City. She's a wonderful lady. She's new to our family, but she was telling me that she did a workout challenge with her trainer, and she didn't lose any weight. And but here's the kicker: she lost, I think she said 16 inches. She lost 7 pounds of fat, and she gained. Well, the trainer thought she gained 7 pounds of muscle, and I don't think that was the case. I think it was probably more. She gained 2 or 3 pounds of muscle, but she had water in her system. And when you exercise heavily, your body needs the fluids in there to flush out the toxins to help with recovery. And that's why sometimes water weight is so prevalent. But bigger picture is her clothes fit different. Her inch loss was drastic. And she was like, it's kind of frustrating that I didn't lose any weight. I said, my God, but look at all the positive things that happened. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where look at the positive, not the negative. Be realistic on what it is and be happy for where you are. So if you don't lose weight and you didn't lose inches, why not? Well, there's a reason for it. So let's track down what that reason is. Well, and that's where the education comes in.
Yeah. This is the funny thing is that she is aware that she lost fat, but she gained muscle, right? So the end result was that she lost we get stuck on the number. How important is that number, Trey, for the people that are listening and that come to Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic week after week? How important is that number?
Well, to some people, it's the end all say all. Mm-hmm. But everything I've ever read, when I go meet my maker, I'm not going to step on a scale and see what that is. I know that's way out there, but you know, numbers not that important, really. Look, as long as you look good, feel good, and you fit in the clothes that you want to fit in, does it really matter? And the answer is no. I can tell you that somebody that weighs 350 pounds, I don't care how you break it down, unless he's 8 foot tall, they're in for some medical challenges, and it's just logistics. So what we want to do is we want to reduce the challenges, and we want to elaborate on the life expectancy. But everything that we're being thrown at us is the Doritos, which, by the way, I love. All the prepackaged and the everything. It's not designed to be good for us. It's designed to sell and make money, and I get that. But everything in moderation works. I mean, don't eat a bag of Doritos, eat a handful, and be realistic about it.
Nobody can eat a handful.
I know, and that's why I usually
that's the big lie. So here's the thing. There's people, I see them, and you talk about the gyms being full, and I see them at the gym, but they give up because they're not going to see a change if they don't change what they put into their mouth, if they're not buying the proper foods. Talk about your education program. How do you educate your clients or your patients to choosing health at the grocery store?
It's very difficult because, quite frankly, a lot of the information that I've shared with you over the radio, if someone could take this information, apply it to their life, and be just as successful. But others need friendly reminders. Others need prodding. Others need, everybody has different motivations. So the biggest thing is, and you've heard me say it 1,000 times here, under eating 3 squares, 2 snacks a day, and water. Those are the 3 biggest things that people have challenges with. And whether they need assistance or not, that's undisputable. So if you've got any of those challenges, just pay attention. And another thing I tell people is, look, if you just want to learn how to eat, come in for $35, spend an hour with one of our counselors, learn the basics of what we educate people on, and then run with it. If you need help, we're here. If you don't, then we aren't. It's up to the individual.
It's simple. No pressure to sign any contracts either, right?
What are those?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. And so I want to talk a little bit about supplements. I know that this segment is almost done, but I do want to talk about supplements because there are certain supplements, some nutrients or minerals that we might need in our body that, because we're eating a nutrient deprived lifestyle, that perhaps our body doesn't have these nutrients, and it's craving more of the foods that we know we should not have. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about supplements, and when we return worldwide with Trey Stouffer of Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, we'll be right here waiting for you. Yeah, that's, what are some of the supplements that we can discuss on the air that will help with, kind of the body going, oh, thank you for giving me these vitamins, these minerals. Do you have any of the pictures? Do you have any of your supplements that you could do a show and tell, Trey?
Sure. Let me grab 1 or 2 of them.
Yes. As
a matter of fact, have you ever heard of the dose locker?
The dose locker?
Yeah.
No.
I'll show you something in a second.
Okay, is this something that our viewers could see?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look.
You try. I always have to ask because I never know.
No.
When I'm going to get moved.
I've never done anything that's not PG. I've got a 10-year-old who I adore that I would never purposely embarrassed.
She watches
Okay,
you on
so
the video on
no. Are
okay.
you kidding me? My daughter doesn't know what I do for a living. I mean, she does, but you know how kids are. They don't. I'm
Yeah.
going to grab a thing of probiotics as well. Morning, Lisa.
Okay, so what is
This
that?
is that's a dose locker.
Okay.
So let me show you how it works. You know how when you pour things into a water bottle
Yeah.
to mix it,
Yeah.
I'm always spilling it, right?
Yeah.
So you put everything in here.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, this is not my product. I do
Oh.
not sell them. I do not make them.
Uh,
Okay, so now then you shake it up,
uh-huh.
then you open your bottle, then you pull the bottom side off,
Uh-huh.
and then you funnel it in.
Interesting. So
It's
what are you putting in
it's a
there?
new gizmo.
Is this like you put your pills and stuff like that in there?
Well, I put powder. Remember,
Oh yeah, you use
um,
that powder. What's it called?
I use cordyceps for my Crohn's.
That's new. When did you get that?
That's for me personal. This is not
Oh,
a
oh, okay.
transformations product. I use a Dr. Shaffrin gave me this.
Yeah, how's
It's
Dr. Shaffrin doing?
HY. He's well. He's well.
How's your product that you're coming up with?
We're very close. We had to change a few strains because it wasn't recognized by,
Okay.
or it wasn't by the FDA because it's experimental.
Mm-hmm.
But we're very close with that.
Good.
And
We're gonna have to get Dr. Shaffrin back on.
listen, he's a great guy.
Okay.
And for any of your listening people, if they have Crohn's, irritable bowel,
He's
colitis, is it? Yeah.
yeah, he's been your doctor, right?
Yes, he has.
Yeah. So he's a gastroenterologist. Okay, this is our last segment. Let's make
I
it
got you.
count. You've got all
Okay.
your supplements and stuff?
I've got show and tell.
Lillian
Good.
McDermott, or leave her a voicemail at 407-373-5959. Once again, here's Lillian.
Welcome back to the Lillian McDermott Radio Show, where we always learn and grow with one another. Today's teacher is Trey Stouffer, the CEO of Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic. You can call 877-827-8669 or 87-START-NOW. That's the number to remember if you want to learn if there's a location near you. And for those of you who live in Jacksonville that want a Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic near you, call them and let them know we want you here. But if you're in Oviedo, Orlando, Lake Mary, Claremont, Kissimmee, Tampa, Melbourne, Mount Dora, this is a place that's very like-minded with the Lillian McDermott Radio Show. It took a while to find Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic because most clinics are focused on weight loss and not necessarily on maintenance, and how it's done needs to be sustainable, something that works for you long term. When you release weight and you gain it back, it's worse for your body. So we need to make sure that you're not being held to another fee if you want to come back. So once you are with the Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic team or family, as a family, you are there for life. So Trey, you look like a scientist over there mixing, and we talked about your supplements. Let's talk about some of the supplements or the nutrients or that most people that are coming into Transformations are missing.
Look, unfortunately, our foods are not what they used to be as far as the
Sure.
nutrition goes. And I think anybody that does research realizes that. So a good multivitamin, and I mean, this is just a typical, let me see if we can't get the right frame there.
There you go.
Typical multivitamin. It's it's not rocket science. It's pretty common. What makes us different, and there are multivitamins and products out there that are as good a quality as us,
Sure.
but it's not common to have a certificate of analysis, which basically verifies what is supposed to be in there. A certificate of analysis verifies that.
Mm-hmm.
They also don't have a lot of pedigrees. Now, pedigree is something that's very simple. It's It's in every pharmaceutical product. Why is that? Because they have to know that if Lily McDermott gets sick, what did you take? And then they backtrack that to what you took, and then they verify, and that way they can warn people up the
From
food
that
chain
lot.
and
Yeah.
down the food chain.
Yeah.
Well, nutraceuticals don't have that. We do. Well, let me rephrase that. The majority of nutraceuticals
Good.
don't have that
Yeah.
because they don't have to.
Yeah.
So there are products out there that have nutraceutical or have a certificate of analysis and a pedigree, but not many. We value that. For one, we take it ourselves. So we want the purity of anything out there. So I know that went off on a tangent,
No,
but
it's good. It's important to know that.
It should be. I mean, it's really the difference between eating a steroid-infested piece of beef and an organic piece of beef.
Sure.
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So you've got your vitamins, which is a very extremely adequate multivitamin. We have calcium, chromium. I love the pycnogenol, which you've heard me say a million and one times.
And
I
heard that pycnogenol is good for neurological problems too, like Parkinson's and dementia. They're giving pycnogenol for that. It reduces inflammation, and that's
It's
the
an
reason.
anti-inflammatory. Right.
You are such a big pycnogenol guy, and so when I saw that, I thought, gosh, no wonder he loves it so much.
Yeah, I mean, look, everything that happens bad in our body is due to inflammation. So the more you can reduce that, the better off you are. Our probiotic, which is, I mean, people do the math on this. If you've got any type of digestive issues and you are not taking probiotics, you aren't giving yourself full credit. I mean, it needs to be done, number one. Number two, then look at how many cultures are in that probiotic. Because majority of the stuff that I've researched only has between 1 billion, which sounds like a ton, and 5 billion and sometimes 15 billion cultures a day. Our product has anywhere from 60 to 90 billion cultures if you're taking 3 capsules a day, which is what the dosage is. There's also research out there showing that we need to have at least 50 billion cultures and above to be truly effective with the probiotics. But again, it has to do with what our foods are not having now.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, but I eat a cup of yogurt. Well, I hope you're hungry, because it takes about 18 cups of yogurt to get kind of where you should be on that day.
Not only that, there's so much sugar in yogurt anyway, that counterbalances whatever we are putting that's good into the body. So with your supplements, what it astounds me is that you are able to keep your costs so low that is it just for your members, or can anyone get your nutraceuticals?
Well, anybody can get them. Like
at Transformations,
at Transformations, transformations.com, or transformationsweightloss.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to pick all that stuff up. So at the end of the day, it's available. But like stuff like ME and ME free, it's one's an herbal assistance, it's a thermogenic, and the other one's a thermal. One's, good Lord, one's a root and one's I'm losing my dang mind today.
That's okay.
Anyway, same principle. One's a spice and one's an herb.
Okay.
So so because everybody has a different challenges, let's call it, with being resistant to some things. So that's why we do that. But you wouldn't really know what an ME or an ME free is unless you kind of researched it or we told you about it. So there's some products that are really specifically for us, by us. But yeah, most of the stuff you can get online. Actually, almost all of it you can get online.
And they are so reasonably priced. It's unbelievable. Your multivitamin is like $5 or something. I can't remember. It was like a low number like that.
It's $7, and I think it's going to go to 10. And
okay.
I'll be honest with you, the reason I'm going to 10 is because I've had so many people tell me it can't be any good. It's too cheap.
Yeah.
and I don't understand the logic. I'm like, well, okay, I'll fix that.
How many pills does it have? For the
It's a 30-day supply.
30 supply, 2 a day.
Yeah.
So
it's a 1 month supply.
a very, and especially since it is It has that gold standard that you talk about, that pedigree that you talk about that most don't have. So, for those of you, my listening friends, and my viewers as well, if you want to learn more about Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic, they are, again, very much aligned with the philosophies with the Lillian McDermott Radio Show. Everybody has a journey, a health journey. And so if you need someone beside you to coach you, to guide you, this is a great start. And you will find that they will become your family. And there's no cost to join the family once you're in the family. And what I love is that for $205 for your startup, you're getting, how much is your blood work that you give for that $205 worth if you were to go and do this blood work?
Look, depending on where you go, I will tell you at least $350.
Correct. So
it's a SMAC 18 CBC cholesterol fracking and THS. It's a very large panel.
Yeah, and for $205, that includes 2 weeks of supplements and other things as well, and it includes the blood work so that you're going to be getting. So it's a win-win, Trey Stouffer. I love Transformations Medical Weight Loss Clinic. I am so grateful that you guys are a sponsor of the Lillian McDermott Radio Show, and I am always looking forward to having you on the show to share a little bit more. And I hope that today people get to see that there's also another side to weight loss, which is health.
Amen to that. I'm right there with you. I wish more people would pay more attention to what they put in their mouth.
Yes. And so if you are in Oviedo, Orlando, Lake Mary, Claremont, Kissimmee, Tampa, Melbourne, or Mount Dora, you can call. Well, you can, it'll be right there in your town, but you can also go visit them, the closest location to you, and they will work with you. You can call 87-START-NOW. Trey Stouffer, thank you so much for being such a wonderful co-host today.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. And to you, my listening friends, I'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyounneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. You always wait for that second. Ever. Well, any last words of the famous Trey Stouffer?
Well, of course. I think I can give you this deal, and it's not a deal. It's just fact.
Okay.
If anybody starts and they sit through the process and they don't like what they hear, get up and walk out and don't pay a penny.
Oh, okay.
I mean, now granted, you aren't going to walk out with supplements and you aren't going to do the blood work. And you aren't going to get a goodie bag. But if somebody needs to question whether this is right for them, come in, because our goal is not to hamstring somebody or just get them. It's for them to be successful. And that's really one of the few ways, because I'm tired of hearing all these gimmicks and these guarantees and these BS offers.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to come in and hear what we have to say, complimentary, and if you like what we have to say, then let's start.
I love it. That's very nice of you, Trey. I love the fact that you don't do contracts. You offer more, you give more than you receive. And you have so many programs. Talk about some of the programs. HCG, you have that. So for people who would like to try that as a process of weight loss.
Awesome tool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome tool.
You also have the inch reduction
therapy.
Tell a little bit about that.
That's an LED light that tricks your body to release energy. And by energy, I mean calories. And you can lose anywhere from about 280 to 400 calories. But what makes that product unique is it's spot specific. Mm-hmm. And what I love about that is not permanent. And by not permanent, I mean it's not killing cellular levels. And see, the sun's coming back out. My little trick didn't work.
No, but it's working fine.
Yeah. So the beautiful thing about that is if you lose the inches where you want to lose the inches, and for some reason you gain the weight back, it's going to gain back naturally and you won't have liposuction deformity. And that's one of the things that, you know, I've been railing against the whole time.
Now you're looking like
I know, right?
the guy
I got
from
the spotlight on her.
yeah, you're looking like the guy. No, don't walk away, Don't walk away.
I'm right here.
Who is it? Who is the guy that said freedom?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, come on. Who was it? The guy that went kind of crazy. Half of the people know that he would, the warrior.
Compare me to the crazy guy.
No, I'm talking about the guy that painted the warrior people that have like half their face painted. That's what it looked like.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. There you go. Sounds like two syllables. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you look like you had your war paint ready to go to battle. But Trey, thank you so much for everything that you guys do. It's always a pleasure to have you on. And thank you so much for being a sponsor of the Lillian McDermott Radio Show.
Thanks for having me. We enjoy it.
And to you, my viewers, thank you so much for being with us today. I look forward to our next conversation.